Bfos Athletics 3, and we're back at it again with another video, man. So first off, I just want to give a shout out to Armand and Naughty for hitting 50 subscribers this week. Congrats to my boy. And yes, today I did go to Six Flags over Georgia. Okay. So we're gonna talk about my experience, every POV of the coasters I rode today. But before we begin, make sure you guys like, subscribe, turn on those post notifications so you know every time I post a video. So this is Bfos Athletics 3, the birthday special at Six Flags. Y'all enjoy.
Let me down easy. If you're gonna leave me, baby, go and leave me all the way.
If it's over, it's over. So just don't act like my love wasn't nothing. Like I wasn't the one you was holding that night, telling all of your secrets and hugging. Guess you right, it's too good to be true.
Number 1, Goliath. Goliath first opened on April 1st, 2006 as the orange track, but in the 2024 season, it had a repaint to a turquoise color. So, it still has those orange remains on the coaster. This coaster has a 200 foot height, top speed of 70 miles per hour, and the highest drop is 170 feet. In fact, this is actually the tallest and fastest roller coaster in Georgia right now, which is including the park. Georgia Scorcher opened 7 years before Goliath. When I was screaming, it was absolutely priceless. As I was going around this helix, I was screaming for my life. I was like, why am I living? It was so hilarious. But at the end of this POV, you're going to see what my reaction is by the end. So as you go by these airtime hills, I don't even know why they didn't even do an inversion. Because B&M obviously did. And also, the manufacturer was B&M. So I don't even know why they still did these airtime hills instead of inversions. So I'm about to show you guys the right reaction. So I was on the second, I think I was in the second row, and the on the left of your screen, the very left of your screen. That was me. I wish I could put a red circle there, but I can't. So moving on to number 2, Riddler Mindbender. So the Riddler Mindbender officially opened in 1978 as the fastest in the park at 50 miles per hour. Yes, this does go 50 miles per hour. As you ascend up the 80-foot hill, lift hill, and have a little slight drop and a big drop afterwards that'll take you into a loop. You know what? I'm just gonna let this roll real quick. So yeah, you ascend up the 80-foot lift hill. So I actually got stuck on this one when I was 3/4 of the way through. You know what? I'll tell you that later. But yeah, I did get stuck for 5 minutes. I think it was is it a part of the sequence? Let me know in the comments. Or is it for safety issues? So yeah, you'll have a little slight drop here. And yes, this is a Schwarzkopf coaster. And when everything began to change ever since Schwarzkopf Industries went bankrupt in 1995. And Anton Schwarzkopf died in July 30th of 2001. So rides began to expensive to refurbish, and almost every Schwarzkopf coaster in the world was constantly changing. There was new trains, not new tracks, but new trains, most importantly. And I'm really glad they actually put this model right here, right next to Batman, because it is actually really memorable. Just to put a little green track as for Riddler Mindbender, and those block brakes actually didn't do a thing. They only just slowed the train down a little bit. They did not make the train lose speed. We had enough speed to perfectly get over that second loop that almost gets to the end. You have that little twist and turn, and you finally have that last airtime moment at the end of the ride. As you go into the brakes, those brakes are really hard. So as you go into them, you slow down. You'll almost fling you out of your seat. It almost feels like you're in a car crash, but you're on a roller coaster, so nothing's a problem. But yeah, it almost throws you out of your seat. And after this, it goes like a little squeaky noise after it hits the brakes. Yes, I did get stuck up here once when I went this time. So yeah, 80 feet, 50 miles per hour. Manufacturer Anton Schwarzkopf. Yeah, his first name is Anton, by the way. And and those who were guessing, yes, he was German. All right, so we're about to move on, and shout out to Coaster Force for making this video. This next ride is going to be a painkiller. Up next, we have number 3, Batman. So, as you exit out of the Batcave, you'll be ascending 105 feet into the air. As you can see, that vertical loop, that is actually the first inversion of the coaster. And also, to remind you, this coaster is barely smooth. When I'm talking barely, those last 2 inversions knock your socks off. Not literally, but in a good way. But this ride is actually rough in a good way. You see, after this, I felt like, hey, this is gonna be good. And as I went through that first vertical loop, I found out that this thing has 2 corkscrews. And after that vertical loop, I thought we would be fine. After that 0G roll, I thought we were gonna be fine. But turns out there's actually another vertical loop. It's like, okay, this is actually going good so far. So this actually goes 50 miles per hour. But that fast, with those hard turns and corkscrews, and this corkscrew almost threw me off my seat. And then this thing, and we also have another corkscrew after that I almost broke my back and my shoulders, my 2 shoulders. And as you enter back into the Batcave, my shoulders be hurting. When I mean hurting literally. And I actually told one of my family members, hey, this is the best ride of my life. But in the end, I was like, no, this is not. I felt like this was a painful ride experience. And this is exactly what I just said. And another thing, though, this coaster is not even better than Superman. Because that first inversion on Superman, that is actually goated, though, not gonna lie. But I would not recommend Batman. That as soon as you get too carried away on that last corkscrew, it almost breaks your shoulders and your back. So moving on to number 4. I'm kind of hot today. Number 4. I keep losing track. Number 4, the Great American Scream Machine. So the Great American Scream Machine at Six Flags Over Georgia opened in 1973 as the fastest roller coaster in the world. This coaster has a top height of 105 feet, top speed of 57 miles per hour. Has the biggest drop, has the drop of 89 feet. And this was also built by Philadelphia Toboggan Coasters. That is also a manufacturer, by the way. I don't even know if they went defunct years ago or they still in business. I think they went went bankrupt years ago. I really don't know. I really gotta look that up though. So you're ascending up the 105-foot hill. You will drop probably about 60 degrees, or is it 60? I really gotta look on my coaster facts. So you're dropping down 89 feet at a top speed of 57 miles per hour. So you're gonna turn a little bit, and you're gonna go to another drop. And also, this coaster has no inversions. This is a wooden coaster. No, and this the only wooden coaster that inverts is far, far away from there. And this is actually the only wooden coaster in Georgia right now. Wooden only. Not wooden hybrid. This is the only wooden coaster. Wooden only. In Georgia right now. And we have 2 RMC hybrids in the state. That including Twisted Cyclone and Bfos 1. Which is all the way in Fayetteville. Twisted Cyclone will be here later in this video. So you'll go through about 3 airtime hills. This ride is pretty rough too. So I suggest you hold on tight. I can see why it's called the Great American Scream Machine. So yeah, this was built by Philadelphia Toboggan Coaster. Shout out to them. This one is actually my favorite in the park. Number 5, Georgia Gold Rusher. This was actually built by my favorite roller coaster manufacturer, Intamin. So this was actually built for the 2025 season on March 15th, 2025. This thing has a top speed of 60 miles per hour and its max peak is 144 feet. I wish it was 150 feet. But they decided to stick with 60 miles per hour and 144 feet. It has a total of 4 launches. The final one being 60 miles per hour at the top speed. As you hit that 144-foot mark. You almost can see the entire park. And you kind of slow down after that. After a few seconds. But yeah, this is my favorite coaster at the park. And this is actually, in fact, the only launch coaster in Georgia right now. And only Intamin coaster. It's short but very sweet. Unfortunately, this is actually the final one I rode. Number 6, Twisted Cyclone. This coaster actually opened in 2018. This coaster has a top speed of 50 miles per hour, built by Rocky Mountain Construction, which also stands for RMC, in case y'all didn't know. And it actually has a top peak of 100 straight feet. And I think it has a drop of 100 feet too. But yeah, let me tell you about my ride experience. I was so excited, but as soon as that drop came, my stomach dropped. I had butterflies in my stomach. I almost got a headache from that. A nervous headache. So as soon as we hit that sideways drop, I was screaming for my life. Going 50 miles per hour. And that camera was right there. It caught me on camera screaming my head off. As soon as I started those 2 inversions, I was already screaming my butt off. And that half inversion almost killed me. And that airtime hill and that cutback and that another airtime hill. I think it was just 0G roll, a small one. Bro, this coaster has a lot of potential. Not gonna lie. Had another cutback, airtime, and then twist, and then into the brakes. This coaster is absolutely nuts. What I mean by nuts, completely insane. This is intense. Like completely intense. This is so intense that I know I rode Iron Gwazi, which is also a RMC hybrid, which goes 76 miles per hour. But this one is way more fun. My uncle introduced me to it, and I don't know, I actually like it that good. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is definitely a ride worth riding. So all those other roller coaster videos I'm about to show you, they're not gonna be the roller coasters I've ridden. So the rest of these roller coaster POVs, I am not gonna be recording my voice. I'm just gonna be I'm not gonna be talking. I'm just gonna show the sources and the video itself. I wish I could talk about my experience, but I can't because I didn't write those. So I'm gonna put them all in one group, so I won't have to split all the sections up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's do that. If you like this video already, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on those post notifications, and you'll know every time I post a video. I think I will make up for them this year. I really don't know, but I'll try as soon as I can to get those 6 in.
mensagem, hein?
Se lo tengo conociéndonos un poco.